Hello you guys, welcome back to another video on this channel. Happy New Year, everybody. What did you guys do? I didn't do much, but I hope you guys had fun. Stranger Things, chilling in my bed. You know what I'm saying? I'm very happy with the ending. Big fandoms are like really aggressive sometimes, and I see a lot of people are really mad. But I would just like to say here, I'm someone who enjoyed this season and the ending. Sue me. To also address the elephant in the room real quick. My hands might still be a little blue because this is a little strong. This is temporary hair dye and I'm loving it. I've used it as a loose natural before. This is my first time on my locks and this is really making me want to go blue. Like I'm feeling the fantasy. Today I have a story time for you guys. So I know this might be hard for some of y'all to believe. The one video I actually made about this, I feel like didn't get that many views. But I'm a child actor. Don't ask me what I've been in. Okay. When I was an act I mean when I was a kid, I had an agent. I did commercials, I did modeling for little girl stuff. I just randomly got into it and I loved it. And I've done a couple jobs as an adult, finding casting on my own. And I guess I'll show you guys if you're interested. But yes, I was a child actor, and this story time is about a particular job that I had as a kid. So if you guys are new here, if you're not new, you already know I'm from Southern California. I'm a SoCal girl. Um, and I grew up going to SeaWorld. I think I heard there's a SeaWorld in Florida and Texas, maybe. I know there's like one other one, but I'm a California bitch who lives in my own bubble. So SeaWorld in California, that's where I grew up going. And y'all, I ended up getting, well, not me, my mom, because I was like 10, fifth grade. She got an email about a job about a SeaWorld commercial that they wanted to see me audition for. That's exciting. Like what? That's something I actually care about and someplace I've actually been and I've had fun in. But I honestly liked doing these jobs in general. So I was excited and I honestly, I don't remember what I ended up doing. I don't remember if this was a virtual one, if this was something I did in person, but I just remember I ended up booking the role. And I hate being like, I don't know if you guys know this, the ins and outs. I know a little bit from doing a little bit of childhood acting. Okay, I had to work from and stuff like this. A lot of stuff shoots on the weekdays, so you have to miss school. You have to bring work. There's like on-set supervision. Like they're not just gonna let you do whatever. So I remember this was a specific day that I was gonna miss school, like typical. So I remember like asking my teacher for the stuff the next day and all that, and then it was today, and I'm like, this is so cool. Like I'm gonna tell my friends I'm skipping school to go to SeaWorld, not like I'm having a regular SeaWorld day, but was anybody else's parents like this? Like how I say that as a joke, but like it was for a job. My parents would never let me do that. Like I remember my friends would be like, I'm not gonna be at school tomorrow because I'm going to Disneyland. What? My parents would always do stuff like that on the weekend. They would not let me miss school for anything other than this. And even this, not too much. But anyway, the day comes, it's an early morning, as it typically is on sets, and I wake up, my mom wakes me up, we drive to SeaWorld, and that's like pretty much all I know is it's a commercial, it's at SeaWorld. And yeah, we pull up, and basically one thing I've learned on being at sets as a kid, but also doing background acting, is it's a lot of waiting. Like I didn't like you a lot of times you don't pull up and get straight. Like I remember we pulled up and basically like there was a section of a restaurant area that was like sectioned off with all these kids who were like gonna be in the SeaWorld commercial, and they were all like doing homework with our moms or whatever right next to us. I just remember, yeah, like because it wasn't a consistent production, I'm sure like big time people, they have like real teachers and stuff. We basically just had a supervisor, had to make sure we were doing educational stuff. If it was on the computer, educational games, whatever. And I was a really social kid, but I remember I feel like it was like me and two other kids, and we were all kind of just talking to our moms and doing our thing. So I don't remember socializing that much, but I do remember being bored because I feel like I was there doing homework, not really hearing much about what I'm even doing for, I don't know, at least like 2 or 3 hours, because that's typically how it goes. But then finally, I remember someone comes because this is not where they're shooting. They come from different areas of the park that are sectioned off wherever they were shooting. And a lady comes and she's like, "We're ready for Alicia. Come this way." We follow her to the area. And y'all, the way I grew up going to SeaWorld, so I literally remember like it was an exhibit that was kind of new because I remember when this exhibit was new. So basically, there was an exhibit with, y'all, why do I feel like sometimes I'd be confusing like seals and otters? No, it was seals because otters are tiny. It was a seal exhibit, and there was this new thing where there were seals in there, and there were like these little feeding tubes through the glass where like you could push a fish in there, and the seal would come and suck it from the other side and like eat it. So it was like you were giving them a little snack, like you had to pay for it, but I remember it was like newer or new this year because I don't remember it always being there as a kid. And mind you, I'm 10. I probably went to SeaWorld once a year since I was born. So I remember we come there and there's another actor, another little boy, another, they're basically saying like, you guys are going to be playing siblings. It wasn't like a speaking role, and they were just like, you guys are going to like run down here and run into the exhibit like you're excited to see it, right? Like it's exciting. You can't wait to get there. So we were like, okay, cool. So I remember we do this like twice. Okay, we go there, action, we're running. We did it like 2 times, and then I think the people were trying to like figure out. I mean, I don't know. I was a kid. Like it was behind the scenes stuff. Maybe the lighting. I just remember they were working on the screen, and they were like, "You guys can just go look at the seals right now, like while we wait." So we're like, okay. So I remember same thing. I just feel like I wasn't very social on this set. Like I don't really remember talking to this little boy much, but I remember we were both just watching the seals basically. Like we're just looking at the seals in their natural habitat. Well, whoop, it's not natural because it's SeaWorld, but we're just watching the animals. Like, what? This is so cool. We're out of school, we're working, and we're looking at some seals. And what's our class? What are our classmates doing? Spelling bees, math worksheets. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I basically just remember me and like my play brother, and our parents aren't around us. They're around the area, but they're like from a distance. We're just watching the seals, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, cool, like laughing at the little noises they're making. And mind you, so obviously we're small because I'm like 10. This boy looked around the same age as me, and it was one of those rails where it was a glass rail with a metal bar, right? And there's like a little curb that you could step on to be higher and like look over the rail. If you're short like us, because we're kids. So I remember this is for what's gonna happen next. I remember if I was up there or not, or if I was just looking through the glass, but I just remember I'm looking in my own world, and like all of a sudden I hear a thud, and I hear a scream and a cry. To my, and I'm like all peripheral. I'm like, I look to the side, y'all. Why is my play brother like blood all in his mouth, like scream crying? I'm just like, he's sitting there, he's like crying like bloody murder. His mom runs over and is like, oh my god, like what happened? Like the crew runs over and they're like, oh my god, is he okay? Basically, y'all, when I think about how I was in my own world, but how again this was next to me in peripheral, I'm thinking he was on like stepping up on the curb to look over the bar, and he slipped and his jaw hit the metal bar. That's what I'm feeling like I saw. So I'm just like, oh my God. Like his mom runs over, oh my God. They're getting him napkins and stuff like that. And I'm just like, all right. So obviously the little boy like goes with his mom somewhere, and it's a two-person scene. Like it's supposed to be me and a sibling. So the person just is like, we're gonna just take her back to set. So they take me and my mom back to set. Um, I go back to doing homework, and I did not see that little boy on the set again. Mind you guys, like, I don't think it was bad, but you know how, like, when we're in pain, like, when you're a kid, it's dramatic. Like, I don't think it was like this man dislocated his jaw. I'm thinking, like, when he hit his head or his jaw on the bar, it probably hurt. Maybe he bit his tongue, or a tooth might have gotten hit with like the shut, and that's why he was bleeding. But like I said, regardless, when you're a kid and when it hurts, it's like so I'm assuming he went home. So I'm just bored again, doing homework for a little bit. And I remember the lady basically like comes and tells me and my mom, like, yeah, like, so her play brother went home because obviously you saw you guys get her, like, after I'm already there for hours, y'all. I done had lunch and everything. Let me tell you, the food and snacks on a set almost never disappoint. And now I'm thinking too, because I'm like, we were literally at SeaWorld, so I'm like, was it catering or was it just food for SeaWorld? I don't know. But I remember I was like, I hope the little boy is okay. But I was in my own room eating a quesadilla, eating chips, eating candy. Like, y'all, it's literally like, especially when you're a kid, they have a snack table you can just keep taking from. I'm doing my homework, and the lady basically says, like, hey, he went home. It was a two-person shot. So, and like the day's wrapping up. So basically, like, you can just go home. Like, we're sorry you didn't get to do more, but whatever. So I'm just like, okay. But the thing again, y'all, about doing acting is like, especially like I said, as I've been an adult and I've done extra work, is like, no matter if they use, like I said, I never made in this commercial. I remember seeing another little girl in this commercial, like, I like while I was there, and then I seen the SeaWorld commercial and I seen her. So I'm like, I knew like it became a commercial, but I never made the cut because the little boy wanted to slip. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I hope he's okay. But it's like, even if they did use those shots, which they didn't, from what I seen in the commercial, unless there's different variations of the commercial, you still get paid whether they used you once, whether they didn't use you at all, and you just sat around and waited on the offset all day. Like, that's the real tea. So I went home with my stomach full and a day without school, and ooh, was that low key bars? And I still got my check. But yeah, guys, that was a story time. That was a story time of when my screen time got cut because somebody else wanted to slip. I'm just playing, y'all. I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. I don't have beef with a boy I barely knew from a set. I was 10. I'm 23 now. 13 years ago. I really don't. But I just thought that was like a random unlocked memory. Because again, I live in Southern California, and so I see like SeaWorld commercials all the time, but especially when December hits. Because it's holiday season and it's an amusement park. I don't know if you guys have never been to SeaWorld. It's like a gigantic aquarium with different stuff, but they also have rides. Like, I'm pretty sure it just started as exhibits, but they got like 3 roller coasters and stuff now. So I just remember seeing that unlock this memory of like, wow, I filmed for a SeaWorld commercial that one time. Yeah. Isn't that so random, y'all? Like, I feel like I have so many memories to unlock from my childhood. Not that they were bad. I'm a small childhood actor who I remember all my experiences being pretty positive. I really hate the stuff that I see and what like child actors on a bigger scale went through because, like I said, my mother was always right there. It was always my mom too, because my mom was a overnight nurse, so she was home during the day. So she would be there and sit there with me at every set, all throughout the sets, and even if they had an option where they were like, you don't have to be there, she was there. But yeah, guys, like, I don't know, it's so crazy to me how it's like I grew up like middle class, so I had like a piggy bank and a savings, and like my parents like put what they could. But it's so crazy how like when I was an adult, or not adult, when I turned 18, I got my first card and stuff. It's like all the money on my card was literally from the bag I made when I was a kid. It was literally from doing little commercials, little photo shoots, and that's still not all of it because I don't know. I don't know if it's California or in general. There's a law because of how parents used to take advantage of their childhood actors. Like, you know how there'd be childhood actors and they'd grow up broke because their parents would basically steal from them. Where there's like some kind of account which each check I made when I was a kid a little bit had to go in there, and I can't unlock it till I'm what, like 25, something like that. So that's crazy that I'm gonna have a little bit of that in a couple of years too. But yeah, once again, this was 13 years ago. I cannot remember what every check was. I really, really can't. I really, really can't. But I also remember sometimes my parents used to let me have some of the money, like to do what I did. Like I literally remember I did one job. I've talked about him in story times before. You guys might have seen me post him, but I grew up with a rabbit. And I literally remember after one job, I was like, I went to this camp at the animal shelter, and like my parents always said no to a dog. It was before I had Stitch, and I was like, I went to this animal camp and rabbits are only $50 and I just did that commercial. So like, can I have $50 to get the rabbit? And they finally said yes. And I had my first pet. So it was fun. I had times like that too. But yeah, guys, this was just a cute little nostalgic story time. Let me know if I should talk more about this. I have, what is the other one called? I'm gonna show the story time I have of being on a set and actually seeing someone famous. This was from a job after I was 18. Um, I haven't done any work like that in probably like 2 or 3 years, but um, yeah, it's a good side hustle, and that's that. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to another story time. Like I said, I hope you guys are ringing the new year in a nice way. Good vibes, positive vibes for 2026. It don't even feel like a new year to me, y'all, because I didn't really do anything, but um we here. As always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.